Hi, my name is Robb Hillman. I am a registered nurse and certified life coach, and I think today is a good day for a good day. There's been some chatter on the Facebook. I've talked to a couple people, and actually someone reached out to me and asked me to do a video specifically on this issue, but there's been a nursing school that has closed down. So what this means is there are students out there, some who are in their very first semester of nursing school and some who are in their last semester of nursing school, and suddenly their school is shutting down. They get no transferable credits. If they want to be a nurse, they have to go start over again somewhere else. So obviously this is a big issue for them. It is a huge upheaval in their lives, and people are having some very big emotions about that, which is normal. And so I just wanted to kind of address this a little bit here. So there's lots of different things I could talk about. Like I said, this is a huge issue, but I want to focus in on two things that I think hopefully might be helpful to you, okay? And for those of you who are not going through this issue, I am going to speak specifically about the circumstances of this closure. However, the coaching that I'm offering is, good for anything. If you've got a big issue that's happened in your life, this is totally transferable to that. The coaching is kind of pure in that way. I'm just going to be using this specific example to explain it, okay? So the first thing I want to talk about is what happens when this happens, when a big thing in our event in our lives happens that kind of throws us off track, is we have a lot of emotions at first. Okay, so I just want to acknowledge that those initial emotions tend to be really big, really genuine, and that is totally okay. Okay, whatever you guys are feeling, they're normal feelings. We are humans. We have good feelings. We have bad feelings. We have great feelings and uncomfortable feelings, and those are all normal. So I don't want to say, oh, well, you should feel like this or you should feel like that. Whatever you're feeling is fine, and I want you to honor those feelings in whatever way you want to. I just want to kind of help you deal with them in a positive way, okay? So the first thing I want to talk about, once you kind of get through that initial, storm of feelings and are ready to start thinking a little more clearly and specifically and rationally about it, is how we talk about the past, okay? Because what happens is that our first reaction is to argue with it. Right? We want to say things like, well, this isn't fair, and it totally shouldn't have happened, and if these people had been doing their job, it wouldn't have happened, and it shouldn't have, and they should be doing things differently, and they should be helping us find solutions, and they should help us solve this problem, and it should never have happened in the first place, and I can't believe, what did I do to deserve this? Okay? I think it was Byron Katie who said, and I'm totally paraphrasing here, but she said, it is totally fine if you want to argue with the past, because you are only going to lose that argument 100% of the time. Okay? So think about what she means when she says that, right? The past has happened. Whatever it is, whether it was good, whether it was bad, whether it was fair, whether it was helpful, whether it was horrible, it has happened. It's done. There's no use in arguing it. Okay? Now, what we want to do is move forward. Say, okay, this has happened. It is what it is. Now, how am I going to deal with it? How am I going to get beyond it? How am I going to make things better? How can I advocate for other people in this situation? How can I, get my life together and make it be as great as I can, even though this thing has already happened? Okay? It is a big difference when we get stuck in that place of it's not fair and it shouldn't have happened and poor me, right? Which is normal. Those feelings are normal. So I'm not trying to make fun of them or minimize them, because we all have a pity party from time to time, right? It is human. That's just a human thing to do. But we don't want to get trapped there and end up missing out on our future because we're totally focused on looking backward and being in this stuck place of this happened and it shouldn't have happened that way. You do not have a time machine. Nobody does. We can't go back and change any of that thing, no matter how bad it was. It is what it is. So, as a coach, I want you to turn your head away and go the other direction and start looking into your future and say, okay, this happened. How am I going to make it better? How am I going to make this work for me? How am I going to get beyond it? What can I do to make my life still be awesome and wonderful and full of joy and happiness, and so I can look back and not regret anything that I did. All of that is still available to you. It just means we have to find a different path, right? You didn't do anything to deserve this. It's, this is something that someone else, decisions other people have made, whatever it is that has affected you, that is, changing your life for you. And I get that that is frustrating, but you didn't do anything to deserve it. You don't have anything to feel guilty about. Don't focus on that. Focus instead on what you can do to be productive to make things better. Okay? Which leads into my second point that I want to talk about, and it's just don't punish yourself for things that other people have done. Don't punish yourself for things that were completely outside of your control. Okay? I know, again, in those a few initial moments when you find out about this, it's really tempting to be like, oh, I'm just frustrated and so I'm going to give up. But I want you to think about, as you go forward, maybe not doing that. Don't give up on your dreams because of what other people have done to you. Don't be that person that's like, well, this is just hard and it's not fair, so I'm going to give up and it's not worth it to me and I'm going to go work at McDonald's and I'm going to show them and they just totally ruined my life. Don't do that because A, they're not paying attention, right? They're not going to, those people who made those bad decisions, they have to live with that, but they're probably not going to follow you around for the rest of your life going, oh my gosh, he's still working at McDonald's. I feel so bad for him, right? That's not going to happen. Pay attention to you. Do not punish yourself thinking you're getting back at somebody else because the only person you're punishing is you, okay? By feeling miserable, by feeling frustrated and angry and holding on to that, you're just punishing yourself, okay? So don't do that. Look forward and decide what is it that you want. Do you still want to be a nurse? If you want to be a nurse, there is still a path for you being a nurse. Yes, it's going to be a longer path than what most people do. Yes, you're going to have to go about things in a different way and spend more time and money and energy and effort and all of those things to get it now because of something that's happened to you. I don't dispute any of that, but that pathway is still open to you. It is still available to you. And if that is your dream, if that is what you want, if this is the career and the job that you want to have, it is still there. You just have to figure out how to do it. It's just problem solving, right? Figuring out the time, figuring out the money, figuring out whatever needs to happen so that you can still do that and feel great about it, okay? And then when you get there, you're going to be the best dang prepared nurse in your class, right? Because you've had more time, you've had more education, you've had more people helping you along, okay? Might be a little early to think about things quite that way because you might still be holding on to some of that resentment. That's okay. But I just want you to be looking forward and making plans for the future that you want to have. Don't let other people decide for you, okay? Empower yourself. Make sure that you are living the life that you want and getting the life that you deserve because you're going to make it happen because you can, okay? Don't lose sight of that. I know it's frustrating when life happens to us and, we get trapped in that victim place, but don't stay there. Don't keep being the victim. It's tempting sometimes when we've got all those, challenging emotions hitting us, but don't get stuck there. There's too much good in the world. There is too much good times ahead of you. You are totally going to get through this. You are going to figure it out. You're going to find a good pathway for you. You've got some work maybe to get there and to do it, but you can do it, okay? I say this all the time. Nursing is hard, but I am a nurse. I can do hard things, and so can you, okay? Good luck to you guys. I know this is rough. I know this is a hard time, but I also know you can do it, and you can make things better, okay? If you have any questions about any of this, or if there's something I didn't address, please feel free to reach out for me, send me an email, leave a comment wherever you see this or whatever, and let me know because I would be happy to address this further if anybody has any more questions. But I hope you're doing great as well as you can, under the circumstances, but it's going to get better and you're going to get through it. So good luck and I will talk to you next time.